What's up, guys? It's Manga time once again with Fairy Tail chapter 317 entitled Frog. This is quite a good chapter, although it's kind of that mix between not a lot happening but quite a bit happening again. We get some pretty cool colour pages at the beginning. There's quite a few different stories going on at the moment. There's actually doubts now as to whether this 10,000 dragon thing is actually true or not. People are wondering if Lucy would be lying to them, the future Lucy, and then we see Jellal, and he says that either future Lucy is lying or it's an imposter, and going by the end of the chapter I might be thinking it's the latter. But that's interesting, although it does make the end of the chapter a bit of a troll, the end of last chapter a bit of a troll, unless that does actually end up happening. I don't know, it's all getting a bit confusing. I kind of hope he wraps it up and actually starts delivering pretty soon. We don't get to see Urza do anything. The tournament's still going on, and basically, future Lucy is going on about what's happening, and she's like, "Oh, I couldn't stop it. I've come back to try and help you, but I don't have a plan of action." And then, I mean, like Natsu, he kind of like rests his head against her, which I thought was strangely out of character for him. But that wasn't the most interesting part for me. The most interesting part was the frog part, which is Rogue versus Gajeel. And, you know, Rogue's been completely obliterated, as was kind of expected. And Rogue was always obsessed with the guild leader of Phantom Lord, and he couldn't understand why Gajeel went to Fairy Tail. And apparently, he realised that it was because of friendship. It is Fairy Tail. And, you know, he doesn't have any friends. But because Sabretooth doesn't operate like that, and then Gajeel says, "Well, you consider Frosian a friend, don't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I have a friend." And then something really weird happens. This voice starts talking to Rogue, telling him to obliterate Gajeel, telling him to destroy him. At first I thought it was Minerva somehow contacting him. But then his shadow transforms, and it's like, well, it doesn't really transform, but it gets like an evil, crazy eye, a menacing grin, and it's like, "I'll give you all my power to defeat him." So is the shadow someone else? Is there maybe... does maybe Rogue have some crazy split personality? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going on at the end? I kind of want it to be like Zeref or something like that, because that'd be really cool. Not sure why he would be there. Not sure why he would have anything to do with Rogue's fight first. That's got to be not one of the most important things right now. But the shadow is, you know, is pretty interesting. Really, I don't know who it is or what it could be. I would like it to be Zeref, and that's definitely the thing I would want to see. Yeah, so basically, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think future Lucy is lying? Do you think she's an imposter? Do you think the dragons are actually going to come? I hope they do, because that would be pretty cool. Interestingly, the dots are starting to connect, apparently, according to Jellal. I mean, she says, like, the Lucy she saw singing with the crumbling castle is actually screaming and crying, which, you know, apparently, according to future Lucy, every single person in the castle at the moment will die, and Yukino thinks this is because they followed her. I kind of hope this whole eclipse thing isn't going to turn out like Tenra Island when they just blart but they get saved somehow. That would be pretty lame to end another arc almost exactly the same way as the Tenra Island arc. You know, let me know what you think. Is that how you think this arc's going to end? Do you think it's going to be the same as the Tenra Island one? But yeah, that's kind of it for the chapter, really. There's not a huge amount else going on. I think the Jellal part was pretty interesting, even though it's only a page long. Really, the Gajeel part was probably the best bit. Although, I have to say, I think Gajeel looks a bit ridiculous at the moment with what he's wearing. But, you know, that's just a bit of a nitpick. Probably going to drop a 7 out of 10 on this one. I quite enjoyed it, but again, not a huge amount happened. It's all just set up. But the end is really interesting. Who's it going to be? You know, I thought maybe it was Minerva, but it's his shadow. And the little Shonen Jump editor thing says, "A new mysterious terror rears its ugly head. I can't really tell who it is just by that shadow. I mean, maybe just by the eyes, it's kind of reminding me a bit of Zancro, but I don't think it's them. I really would like it to be Zeref, but I'm not sure why it would be Zeref. Let me know what you think. That's all I've got to say, really. Catch you next week for Bleach and Naruto, and hopefully I'll get my Turn Back the Pendulum 2 discussion video up pretty soon. Until then, catch you later, guys. See ya.